got some posts that are going out the door. Not too bad.
Not bad at all.
Moving pretty fast. Okay, hello.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody, to the final edition of SLASHTOBER.
That's right.
Here on Guide to the Unknown.
Yeah.
We've made it our mission all of October 2020 to talk about slashers, and it's brought us to this moment.
Yes, it all culminates.
We're at the end. The end of the road. I just realized I left my phone over there, which I need
Very good.
to be able to talk about this garbage, so feel free to vamp for a moment.
Oh, I was going to get it for you.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I can reach it, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. Yeah, instead, entertain the masses.
All right.
The whole world is watching you, but don't feel any pressure. Kristen, if this goes wrong, if SLASHTOBER 2020 bombs now, this could mean the end of Guide to the Unknown, but no pressure.
I'm having fun. Not. Hi, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. It's from ModCloth. And I believe they still have 25% off right now. So I would check it out, possibly. Squat cloth. ModCloth. I also got one that is white with black cats going across.
You know what? I'm going to get a picture from over here. We never do this.
Yeah.
Right? This way I can post on Insta.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Very serene. Yeah. Hello, JD. Hi, Andrea, Sarah, M. Gray, Miss Sweetie. Good to see you guys. I'm glad you were able to tune in for the end of SLASHTOBER.
Here at the end.
Yes.
You were here at the beginning. You should be here at the end.
That's right. You guys saw it through. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, thank you for everything you've done.
Are you guys doing any sort of like last minute Halloween-y stuff? Like either with your kids or families, or are there any movies you wanted to make sure you saw? Any last minute events? William, do you have any last minute events?
Kind of. I finally got to go to a Spirit of Halloween.
Yep.
Which I had not. I haven't gone to any Halloween shops or done anything really. So that was kind of fun. I have every year I would say that I step into a Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
And I'm instantly done. There's nothing to do.
It's very overstimulating and yet like not as interesting as you think it's going to be.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
But still,
yeah,
I like to get in there every year.
Too. I like to go too.
So I finally got to do that, which I was very happy about.
Yeah. You guys may notice our set is decorated a little bit extra today. These are from home. These are usually on my dining room table. These are Target's ghoulish garden things.
I think they're pretty cool. You're not going to leave them here?
I'll bring them back.
Every week?
I do like this. No,
every single week you'll cart the ghoulish garden back and forth.
I'll bring it next week and keep it here because I want them at my house for like Halloween and stuff. I'm not ready to let them go in my living space, but if you're cool with it, I will bring them back to live here.
We could also get other stuff for this table. This is the perfect table for right here, so good thinking there.
I know, but also I like these there, so I think that we should keep them there.
Your eyes are closed in this picture.
Of course they are.
Serenely concluding SLASHTOBER.
Let me see. M. Gray says, Mom and I are going to finish binging the Scream movies before Halloween rolls around. Then we're visiting Devil's Bridge in our town. That's awesome.
Nice.
That sounds great. Love a scary bridge. And I love that so many areas seem to have one.
I know. They all do. Every place on the globe has a scary bridge.
Yeah.
Bridges are sort of inherently scary, I think.
Yeah, they're freaky. Star Wars said, I got here at the beginning for once. Yay. Awesome. Hello. Happy to have you. I hope you're having fun. Andrew said we're doing last minute preps for tonight since we have a hurricane headed this way tonight. I heard that.
No.
I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
I hope those hatches are battened down. I really hope everything's okay and you guys aren't too freaked. Sarah's doing a tarot live stream. That's awesome, Sarah. That's super cool.
A what live stream?
Tarot.
Oh, cool.
That's super, super cool.
You know, I got, maybe you can say this very quickly, Sarah, before we get started. My boss, Melissa, sent me a baby onesie for the baby out in February. And it is a black onesie with white tarot on the front. And it says the baby, which I thought was very cute. I don't think that that's a real card.
It's not.
It's not?
No, that's cute.
And then Carly from work, from Hunt a Killer, sent me a Halloween card, or like a Halloween card, and then literally a tarot card.
That's cool.
And the tarot card was for the lovers.
nice.
And so between that and the baby card, it's like everyone in this house.
Yeah.
Well, aside from the dog.
That's right.
I don't know if
That's
there's a
so
dog card.
sweet.
I know, it was very nice. I sent neither
There
one of
was
them anything because I'm a totally negligent
No.
friend coworker.
No. There is a dog on the fool card sometimes.
Is that right?
But there's not just like the dog card.
Okay. Molly's
Yeah.
kind of a fool, so
Yeah.
that would work. I'll get a fool
She's
card. and
into
we'll
new
complete the set.
beginnings.
Sure.
That's super cool though, Sarah. That sounds awesome.
That's really cool. Yeah, we should still do a tarot live stream. I would love to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a novice, but I do like tarot cards.
Yeah.
Also, hi Storm Wars. They like your cup.
Oh,
Yes, it is
thank you.
the ModCloth Halloween sweater, Caitlin. Thank you.
Thank you.
I saw they have 25% off. I got it when there was like a 35% off thing for downloading the app. And that's done, but I'm looking right now in the app. 30% off your first in-app purchase. In case you guys want it, download the app and get 30% off. Also, now ModCloth is privately owned again. They're not owned by Walmart anymore.
Is that right?
Yes.
Reach out to them for a sponsorship. That was not.
Yeah, I should.
You just gave that one away for free.
I know.
We could have been
I
making
genuinely
$5
love it.
jillion off of that endorsement.
Could be billionaires by now.
We could be.
Yeah. Oh my God, JD. He had to have his gallbladder removed yesterday.
Dude.
Oh man.
Wow.
Oh, I hope you're
doing
feeling
okay.
better.
Yeah, that's crazy.
God, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I don't like reading that.
Holy
Although
moly.
maybe it's a good thing you got rid of it.
Right.
You probably didn't want it anyway, right, bud?
Probably weren't using it.
You're fine. Yeah, hope you're doing well. That's
Yeah.
very stressful. Hope everything's okay.
Oh my God, I look crazy.
Did anyone see that?
What happened?
The Happy Halloween sign fell off of this ghost face.
Oh.
Yeah, it just happened. It happened on stream. I just saw it happen there.
David?
David. It wouldn't be Guide the Unknown without David.
David?
Dear David. Damn it, David. Damn you. Did anybody catch that as it happened? I thought it was like glued to this thing. It was weird.
Yeah, JD says he was tired of it. It's fine.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Michelle said,
Get rid of
David,
that
did you guys see that? Could
Yeah,
you see that in the thing?
Yeah, I thankfully looked at our little live preview window just to see it happen in repeats. Oh, maybe it's not part of that. I guess that's a separate sign that I probably had put on the hand.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
Oh, Michelle heard it. That's fun.
Seeing if I can.
Oh my God, Caitlin asked an amazing question. Are we going to talk about George Costanza, the teen star of the slasher movie The Burning, today? No. That would be a great topic, though, of otherwise more famous people that have slasher parts. Not all of them are even cameos, because you've got Jennifer Aniston in Leprechaun for this week.
Yes. I want to see. I feel like we've talked about, not like on the show before. I'm just going to write that in our spreadsheet. I feel like it might be there already in some sort of way.
I know, it rings a bell.
But I'm going to write it down.
But no, The Burning is not in this. I should also say, I'm sure we're going to say this on the main show, but we picked the movies that we're talking about today during our month planning session.
Mm-hmm.
So we picked, I honestly just threw out a bunch of terrible slashers that I'm aware of the notoriety of. And that's how essentially we picked the movies.
Mm-hmm.
But The Burning, that would be a good one to check out. I have not seen The Burning, but I am aware of
about
Jason
that.
Alexander being in it. I think it's Cropsey. I think that the Cropsey story is largely, like Cropsey as a Staten Island legend, I think is from The Burning.
Oh, okay.
Star Wars, first of all, thank you very much. We do try to be interactive, but we also do a thing on this show, on the live streams, where we do sort of a pre-show, the main podcast, and then a post-show. During pre-show and post-show, all is fair. Once we start doing the actual Guide to the Unknown that's going to hit all the major podcast apps on Friday, you're going to see us turn that interactivity right off. But only because we want the main show to not be something that as people listen to it on Apple Podcasts or whatever, that they're like, oh, we can't see the chat. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's not fun.
But yeah, here at the start, why not chat with everybody?
Yeah, happy
You're
to
all
talk to you.
kindly enough to be here.
Also, KB, I can totally relate. They said that they started watching American Horror Story 1984. And it's terrible, but that she had to find out on her own. I totally get it. Sometimes you have to touch the flame.
Yeah, I know.
I get
Flew
it.
too close to the sun on Wings of Pastrami.
George Costanza.
We got another ding on our reviews because I was negative about American Horror Story. I just can't be negative. Anytime I'm negative about something, people don't like it.
It's not just
I don't
that.
necessarily like it either.
We're too positive about Scream, and somebody doesn't like that.
They didn't like that. Yeah. You're right.
All we can do is...
I know. Well, there's not much Scream talk today, although all roads lead to Scream.
Yes.
It's the ultimate slasher, so we'll see if it even comes up.
I don't think it does in mine, but...
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. All right, everybody.
Guys.
I think we're going to do the main show. If you are willing to share this link to get the word out there about Guide to the Unknown, we would greatly appreciate it. Love it when everybody's chatting up a storm while we're recording. When we're done with the show, if you have any questions or anything, make sure that you retype them once we finish the show because it's hard for us to keep an eye on the chat the entire time we're talking. Mick Ray says, I've been rewatching Scream Queens as Halloween rolls closer as well. So I feel it's another meta slasher. Yeah, it was another Ryan Murphy.
Yeah.
More of a slasher parody, which
I
is
think
weird.
So. I mean, I didn't really watch it.
I watched a little bit of it. It was even more energetic than American Horror Story.
I watched like the first episode.
Yeah, they dialed it even further up, like past 11, past like 15. They dialed it up. It was wild. Yeah, hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's real wild energy there. All right, everybody, we're about to start the show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will definitely talk more with the chat at the end for a little bit. But yeah, enjoy this final episode of our Slashtober.
That's right. Okay. Hello, welcome to Guide to the Unknown. I'm Kristen.
And I'm her little brother, William.
And it is the final episode of our Slashtober series. We're at the end of the month. We've been talking about slashers all month, and it's going to culminate today with a discussion of something that we're calling, I believe Will coined it, as slash trash.
I would love to take credit for that term. I don't know that I certainly can. I don't have a reference point for it being used elsewhere.
Yeah.
But it seems so obvious.
Yes, it does.
Doesn't
it?
I
haven't heard it before.
I know. So therefore, you know what? Screw it.
Yeah.
I coined that term. It's owned by Guide to the Unknown.
So we'll start over with our intros. I'm Kristen, and this is my little brother, Will, the inventor of slash trash.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All month long in our Slashtober shows, I feel like we have been riding the line of decency. We've been talking about slasher history. We've been talking about some of the more respected slasher icons, but there's been this hanging, looming threat.
Loomis threat
all along, because to me, what slashers really are, if you weigh out everything, the entirety of the breadth of this subgenre of horror.
Oh, yeah, if it's just a numbers game.
Purely a numbers game. Slashers are garbage.
Yes.
There are so many terrible, intentionally terrible sometimes, garbage slasher movies.
Yep.
And I remember as a kid going to Blockbuster and walking up and down the aisles, looking at the horror movies and seeing some of the titles that we're going to talk about here today.
For sure.
The Ice Cream Man.
Yep.
With Clint Howard, Ron Howard's brother, where he's holding out an ice cream cone and one of the scoops of ice cream on that cone is a skull.
Yep.
Gingerdead Man, Jack Frost. These are some of the, to me, towering monoliths of the slasher game, which I have avoided my entire life.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I actually don't love novelty slash trash.
No.
It's not for me.
Correct. It is. Oh, I don't think it's.
Some people really enjoy it, even just ironically or whatever. I don't enjoy it ironically or otherwise.
No. If my particular viewing experience for this show is any indication, what slash trash like this, what these movies are for, is for the people who created them.
Yeah.
I think the people who make these movies get far more enjoyment out of them than any audience member. Although I also copied down some reviews from Amazon that indicate otherwise.
Okay. Well, also, I would say in particular, the movie Jack Frost, I think exemplifies that. Like, there's some stuff that happens in that is purely like, it seems to me, people behind the scenes being like, what if we did this? And maybe it's like an inside joke that went too far.
I have shocking things to say to you.
William, please proceed.
Shocking things. Let me start then. Okay. Here are the movies that I covered. Can we just start this way? So Kristen and I, over on Patreon, at the beginning of the month, we always do a live stream with our patrons on the Netherworld Warrior level. That's $4 or more a month. Anyway, we talk with everybody about what we're doing for the next month of shows. We pick the topics. We chat about how we can tackle them. And so for this particular episode, I was throwing out names of terrible slashers I'm aware of. We were getting feedback from people in the chat, slashers to cover. And then Kristen and I picked which movies we'd cover, almost the way that you used to pick players for like
a team in gym class.
Yeah, exactly. So we had our list of slashers, and then I'd pick first, then Kristen would pick next, then I'd pick again. And so eventually Kristen and I each got saddled with really horrible movies.
Yeah, that was going to happen no matter what. It was just a question of who's covering what.
Yes. Oddly, I ended up getting primarily holiday-themed movies. I realized ThanksKilling, which is a Thanksgiving movie where a turkey is the slasher. New Year's Evil, which is a New Year's Eve slasher movie. Jack Frost, which is not a holiday, but it's winter, which is it's very associated with holidays. They use like Silent Night. The musicscape in that movie is all holiday music. And Gingerdead Man, which is really the only non-holiday one that I've got.
Yeah.
But in a genre that's largely defined by Black Christmas and Halloween, and even Friday the 13th, which isn't a holiday, but it's still a day.
They're like a calendar day.
Yes.
It's something that everybody can understand and relate to. But what if that day was scary?
What if that nice day was scary? That is the very bare essence of these this brand of slasher. Now, within these 4 movies that I've got, by the way, I'm going to spoil all of them. That's the point. We're here to spoil these because they're already spoiled. We're talking about reviewing food made with rotten eggs. ThanksKilling.
Wait. It took me a second. Is that a thing, or did you just say that off the top?
I just said that.
It's already spoiled. We're making food with rotten eggs because that food would be spoiled?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
It's already, who cares?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. ThanksKilling, New Year's Evil, Jack Frost, and the Gingerdead Man. There's a spectrum here of things that I would call movies to things that I would not call movies. So here's the shocking thing I have to say to you. Jack Frost is up there. It's almost a movie. It's it's like pretty much a movie.
I've seen that one.
There is one thing that Jack Frost has become really notorious for, and it may not be what was originally intended. Jack Frost is about a killer snowman. But there's so much more.
About to say, it's really not just about a killer snowman.
Exactly. The word just here. I mean, come on, let's give it a little more credit. Came out in 1997. Pretty iconic VHS cover.
Yes.
Where it is a scary snowman face with big, sharp icicle teeth.
Yep.
And instead of a carrot nose, it's got a hole in its face, like a skeletal nose.
There's also a holographic version at the store where it would be just a normal skeleton or normal snowman. And then if you kind of like turn it a little bit, you see that scary face.
That effect of taking a 2D image and being able to turn it back and forth to give it like a transition effect or a 3D effect is called lenticular design, lenticular lenses. Here's why I know. I'm going to jump ahead. Because of this 5-star review on Amazon from Chachi, which is titled, "Don't Eat the Yellow Snow."
I like Chachi already.
Here's what Chachi had to say. "My grandpa invented lenticular design in the 1930s. For those of you who don't know, lenticular is the technology used to give motion to normally 2-dimensional images. I've spent the majority of my adult life searching for anything and everything lenticular. That is what brought them to Jack Frost in the first place.
Oh my God.
They have a collection of over 3,000 lenticular objects.
That's sweet. That's also so many objects.
It's so many objects because your grandpa invented it. Maybe I'll read more of this review later, but they do in fact review the movie, and it signs off with, "Enjoy Jack Frost for what it is, a splendid little movie about a menacing snowman, and laugh, laugh, laugh. Ha ha! I can only hope that Grandpa Len is looking down on me right now, smiling." In their review of Jack Frost, which is very surprisingly sad. A surprise left-hand
I don't know how
turn.
I feel about
It's a whiplash-inducing emotional turn at the end.
I just hope Chachi's all
I
right.
hope Chachi's okay. They gave 5 stars to Jack
Sounds
Frost.
like they really love their
so
grandpa.
it's not looking good.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Wow.
So Jack Frost.
Wow.
Jack Frost is shockingly like a movie.
Yeah.
It was written and directed by Michael Cooney, who is best known for writing the movie Identity
Oh, okay.
with John Cusack.
Okay.
Which I know a lot of people are negative about, but I always had a sort of
like the
appreciation
bulk of
for it.
Yeah.
It feels like an X-Files
Yeah.
episode turned into a movie
Yeah.
or something like that. Wikipedia lists this movie under a broader category of Jack Frost movies,
Okay.
which includes The Santa Claus 3: The Escape Clause, where Martin Short plays Jack Frost
Yeah.
against Tim Allen.
No, I know. I watched that last year.
So what?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It was like on or something.
That's not an excuse.
Actually, no, that's not true. We deliberately watched all the
sought it
Santa
out?
Claus movies. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Wikipedia has a broad scope of that places this trashy slasher movie
yeah.
in with family comedy
Family
classics.
fare.
This is the film debut of Shannon Elizabeth,
Yeah.
best known for the American Pie movies. Here's the plot. There's a serial killer who is already named Jack Frost.
I mean, it works perfectly.
He terrorized, well, I guess he killed people, but then it was eventually the sheriff of a town called Snowmanton.
Okay.
Not Snowman Town, Snowmun.
Yeah. See, this is what
M-O-N.
I'm saying. There are things that they just thought were funny back there.
But I think they know that that's crap and they're leaning into it.
I know.
Right. And so anyway, Jack Frost was caught by this little sheriff. This little sheriff from his little town. He kept threatening, "I'll get back at you somehow." He's being driven to be executed, but he manages to get the best of the guards. There's a crash. They crash into a genetic research vehicle. Jack is melted by the chemicals in that truck, and his melted body pours into the snow, allowing him to come back to life as a snowman. Here's the shocking thing. They actually set up tension and dread in the movie because nobody knows that there's a killer snowman around.
Right.
But then, somebody looks outside their window and there's a snowman looking into their house.
Right.
And they think nothing of it. But for us, it's actually kind of tense and weird.
Yeah.
Some of the kills are I wouldn't call this creative, but shockingly brutal, where the snowman puts a Christmas ornament in a woman's mouth and slams her face into a box of ornaments till all the glass is shattered into her head.
Yikes.
It's like a very brutal kill in a pretty goofy movie. The thing that it is most notoriously known for is a sexual assault kill of Shannon Elizabeth in the shower. Where the snowman's carrot nose is not on his face.
Right.
But here's the thing. Some say, so take this with a grain of salt, there's a legend. Some say they just screwed up and his carrot couldn't be on his face because he's supposed to be bludgeoning
Oh, really?
Shannon Elizabeth against the side of the wall.
Oh, my God.
And they realized what it looked like in editing.
Right.
So changed
It
some of the
works.
lines to make it
Yeah.
play that way. It definitely plays that way in the final
yeah.
movie. I saw it. It definitely plays that way.
Right.
But it may not have been intended to be. Anyway, that's what the movie became known for.
Yeah.
What it is not known for, weirdly, is how they killed the snowman.
Yeah, that's what I think of it.
Yes, that's
as
how
being-
everybody thinks of it.
yes.
Yes.
No, how you kill the snowman.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought the Shannon Elizabeth
it's
shower
so
death.
insane. I think those are the two things I think of.
What do you know about the way they kill the snowman?
I told you I've seen this. They like squirt bananas at him.
No.
Wait, what? Wait, they do, don't they?
Kristen.
William, don't they?
Kristen, you fool.
Don't they?
You're thinking of Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer.
Oh.
Snowman.
Oh.
Where his weakness is, yes, bananas. Jesus. Oh my God. We're really like in the gutter in this episode. Yeah.
It does
All right.
happen.
It's hard to even get it back on the rails once you get to his weakness is bananas.
What is in the first one?
In the first one, it's antifreeze.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
But the way that they discover it's antifreeze is the sheriff's kid put antifreeze in food for his dad.
Oh.
So that the dad wouldn't get cold out there as a sheriff. Nobody really acknowledges the kid almost poisoned his father
yeah,
to
that's
death.
how a lot of like Munchausen by proxy people make their loved ones sick.
Yeah.
Is putting antifreeze in stuff because it doesn't really have that much of a taste. It just kind of tastes vaguely sweet.
Why do you know this?
I don't know.
Because you like attention? So
Everybody feels so bad for me.
oh my God, I have Munchausen's. No. Let me finish. By proxy.
By proxy, I'm fine.
By proxy. Don't worry. That's a really dark joke. It's by proxy. It's fine.
So I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Don't worry
I'm
about
okay.
me.
But my loved ones.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
you can imagine how hard it is on me.
The
I have
darkest.
to take so much care of
It's
that.
like the darkest possible joke. That might be one of the darkest jokes we've had on the show.
Yeah, probably.
That's like a real life horrible thing.
Yeah.
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 And we're laughing at it.
Yeah.
Pretty
well,
good. Pretty
yeah,
good.
Pretty good.
So anyway, there's a sequel.
It is Halloween.
They sure it's mischief night as well as we're releasing this, so we may as well cause some mischief. There is a sequel. They melt the snowman in 1. He reconstitutes in 2. However, the DNA of the sheriff from 1 got mixed in the snowman goo, so now the snowman has a psychic link to the sheriff. They go on vacation to a tropical environment, and because they're linked, they realize, well, the sheriff is allergic to bananas, so presumably so is the snowman. So it ends with the sheriff firing an arrow with a banana on it at the snowman. Ironically, and I'm only just realizing this is also your weakness.
Yes, it is.
So if you want to defeat Kristen,
It is.
Kristen,
No, don't.
Kristen hates bananas. So if you want to defeat Kristen, if she's bothering you, arrow with a banana on the end, she's gone. I think the
That
snowman.
is true.
I'm pretty sure the snowman explodes from that.
I think he does. I mean, my friend
way.
Rosie and I watched both of these movies. I remember. We're like, what the hell is happening?
Good God. A proposed third movie that is not happening would feature Jack Frost, the snowman, as a giant Godzilla snowman. Thankfully, we won't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Now,
There aren't enough bananas in the world.
again, I watched this movie. I was expecting it to be as bad as some of the other films I watched. I don't want to say I was pleasantly surprised, but I
Sounds like you were pleasantly surprised.
certainly by comparison, this thing came out smelling like roses for me. I watched Gingerdead Man and ThanksKilling.
Yeah, right.
So this thing was like a work of art
Yeah,
by that point for me.
I get that.
It still wasn't great or even,
What to say? It was
Good?
good. It was good, not great.
you know, it was watchable.
Okay.
It was certainly watchable, and I could see them trying to do things, which I can't say very much of some of the other movies.
Yeah.
So here are some more of those 5-star reviews. So this is, again, Chachi.
Okay,
Just to give you some idea of what Chachi actually thought about the movie. Jack Frost is a killer snowman. Actually, he's a reanimated serial killer, but it's all about the laughs. You can't help but let out a wonderful belly laugh when the maniacal Jack goes on one of his killing sprees. I mean, snowmen don't even have arms. How hard could it be to escape his grasp? Ha!
Well, they do have arms if you put the sticks in there.
They do.
Yeah.
He might mean hands.
Yeah.
He sort of has like mitten-like hands.
Yeah.
Do me a favor and forget about the inconsistencies in this movie. Forget about the silly premise of a killer snowman. Forget about the weak writing and atrocious acting. Enjoy Jack Frost for what it is. A splendid little movie about a menacing snowman. And laugh, laugh, laugh. I can only hope Grandpa Len is looking down on me right now, smiling.
I can only hope that too. That's
all
I
we can
say.
hope.
Yeah, that's. I hope that.
Our last hope.
I hope that as well.
Our last hope in 2020 is that Grandpa Len is smiling down at Chachi. I hope somebody's having a nice year.
Me too.
So that's Ginger. Oh no, that's
Yeah.
the Jack Frost. Yeah. Do you want to trade? Do you want to do one of yours?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, we can do that.
We'll take a break from thinking about these for a moment. I have to also say the
Yeah.
4 movies that I watched. I watched 4 movies. I've continually had to double check what they were.
Yeah, I
can't
understand
keep them
that.
straight.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. All right, the first one that I'm going to talk about is The Ice Cream Man.
Oh,
So this is the one that you mentioned earlier. It's starring Clint Howard. You may know about it from your local Blockbuster. A picture of Clint Howard in a little like paper ice cream man hat holding out a giant cone with a skeleton in it.
so you did remember this, right? Like
yes. Yes.
this was one of those like VHS covers that stood out in your memory too.
The ones you listed off the top are my iconic VHS covers. It's like Gingerdead Man, The Ice Cream Man, Jack Frost. I don't know what else, but yeah.
For me, The Frighteners. I always looked at the cover of The Frighteners.
I would
which-
look at that too, but as far as like the crappy
Yeah,
movies,
okay,
yeah. Those 3 in particular really stand out for me.
Yeah.
So you can find this for free on Tubi to watch. I thought that I would mention that. And it was made in 1994 and went direct to video. The budget for this was $2 million.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is
for
a
what
lot.
this is. I was shocked to learn that. The tagline for this movie is "I scream, you scream, we all scream for the," and then it says "Ice Cream Man." I think it's weird though to have "we all scream for the,"
Yeah.
and then it's called "The Ice Cream Man." So we all scream for the Ice Cream Man.
Oh yeah, you're right. It would have to be we all scream for ...
The Ice Cream Man.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong now. Could it just be Ice Cream Man?
They might have simplified
Hang
it, like depending on how the tagline was written in different places.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know?
Hang on, I'm looking up the cover of the Ice Cream Man real quick because I feel I need to know.
We must know.
I have to know. Okay, the Ice Cream Man.
For the record, I'd be fine without knowing.
No, I need to. Okay, it is just Ice Cream Man. Shame on me. Egg on my
Oh.
face. Ice cream on my face. I wrote it the wrong way.
Oh
in
my
my
god, this
notes.
is embarrassing.
I'm humiliated.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about the plot of this movie. The plot is that there's a dude named Gregory who has an ice cream business that he took over from his local ice cream man who was killed in front of Gregory years ago in a drive-by shooting.
Oh god.
I know, it's kind of traumatic
Yeah.
stuff about this movie. That man went by the Ice Cream King, so Gregory calls himself the Ice Cream Prince.
Okay.
He loves the Ice Cream Man. This
Okay.
guy's all about
Is
him.
he childlike?
He no, but it probably has like a little bit of suspended or arrested development because he had to go to a mental institution for a while after the trauma of seeing that. But he didn't come out better, and I'll tell you about it. So this guy, this Gregory, is not my kind of guy. He puts bugs and body parts into his ice cream, using the parlor as kind of a gross lab. He worships the Ice Cream King and visits his grave regularly. Kids start going missing, and only the other local neighborhood kids suspect Gregory, but they can't convince grown-ups and cops of the deal. They eventually convince them when detectives investigate the mental institution Gregory stayed in at one point, and they see that it's abusive and awful. So they think, maybe something could be up with this guy, and they go to investigate. But Gregory, the Ice Cream Prince, is able to outsmart them, and it seems like he could get away with everything until one of the kids he kidnapped, Small Paul, holds a picture of the Ice Cream King over his face and lures Gregory into the ice cream mixer, where the giant blades slice and dice him. But it's not over. Not really. Small Paul is now obsessed, and we end with him in a dark room churning a bucket of ice cream with an evil look on his face.
Oh, so he might be the ice cream knave.
Right. Oh, wow.
Well, he's got to be less than a
That's right.
prince.
Yeah, that's the knave. I forgot knave was a word.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of the trailer of this focuses on I think it's called the Wishing Well mental institution that Gregory / the Ice Cream Prince was staying at. And it's a hot mess. It's not good. They're injecting with stuff. They're laughing. It's like that kind of like
Right.
maniacal, the people who are running this isn't sane sort of thing. And it's like a comedy horror, which a lot of these are. It has a real cult following for being unintentionally funny.
Yeah.
And I thought this was interesting. There's a fact on the IMDb trivia that harkens back to something else that we've talked about with Gene Siskel. Oh, wait, no, this is wrong. This is the wrong thing. Hold on. Nope, that's the next movie. This is what the trivia is for the Ice Cream Man. Little cliffhanger that Gene Siskel does something to somebody in one
did
of
Gene
these
Siskel
movies.
do? What the hell did he do?
Imagine. So the scenes at the sanitarium were shot in an actual abandoned sanitarium in Pasadena, California. Moreover, the satanic drawings and graffiti were already on the walls
Whoa.
of the abandoned sanitarium when they went to film there.
That's crazy. That's scary.
I know.
That's very scary.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Which do you want to hear about? ThanksKilling, New Year's Evil, or Gingerdead Man?
ThanksKilling.
ThanksKilling? All right. I would love to.
Great.
ThanksKilling is not even maybe. ThanksKilling is the worst of them all.
Yeah, you and I tried to watch this years ago, and we couldn't stand it. We turned it off.
We turned this off within minutes. And boy, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
I saw it all.
Hard.
Probably saw too much.
Hard stuff.
It's very hard to watch. Came out in 2008, which I found shocking alone. I really would have assumed like
Older.
90s.
Yeah.
It's
like a
clearly-
trauma movie?
No.
Okay.
No, it's is this the one that's made by There's one of the production companies for these films is like, called like High Art Productions or something like that. And it was just like the irony.
One of mine was made by them too.
Yeah. That wasn't the name.
Yeah, it
was
something like that though.
Yeah. But so this was clearly meant to be a comedy.
Yeah.
A comedy horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
The entire film just is dripping with sleaze.
Drippings.
Turkey
drippings.
All the drippings.
Yeah. Make sure you get all the drippings.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to have some turkey with all the droppings.
Ugh.
It's just a disgusting, unpleasant movie. The opening shot is a topless pilgrim, not the face. I've never seen the opening shot of a movie be a boob.
Huh.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever in my life. And it instantly set me against this movie, and I was rooting against the people who made it within seconds.
I feel like I watched something kind of recently where the opening shot was a boob. It wasn't the opening shot. It was close to the opening shot of Fatal Attraction. No, not
really?
Fatal Attraction. Fatal Attraction. Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct. Well, Basic Instinct is...
Whoa!
Yeah, Basic Instinct is like Celebration, the movie.
Oh, it totally is, which I knew.
Uh-huh.
But like Celebration... Y2K.
Yes.
Everybody is celebrating like nobody's business. And the beginning is a major celebration. It's a really flaily celebration. Have you seen Basic Instinct?
Yes.
Whoa.
That movie is insane.
Yeah, it was good though.
But no, literally the first shot of ThanksKilling. And it takes place in the past. This is a pilgrim shortly after the first Thanksgiving. Turkey chases her down and kills her. And then the movie starts. And I wished it was over. Turkey is named Turkey.
Okay.
Turkie. It's very funny.
That's hilarious.
It is a puppet. It is poorly puppeteered. The voice acting is bad.
Yeah.
And that's what this has to be.
Yes.
That's all this has to be.
Yeah.
Is a fun puppet turkey where the
Do they
voice
try to make
and
it
the
more?
puppet seem like they're connected. And they just don't. This entire movie is horrible and filled with puns, gross and sleazy and unbearable.
Sounds like it. Was it long?
Yes, it felt very long. It the film quality, and this is not necessarily their fault, but it has that vibe of like your friend's camcorder. Like it's just like, oh my God. And like all the characters are brutal exaggerations where like the dork is constantly wiping his mouth because he like drools.
Oh.
He's so dorky that he like can't even
hold his drool in his mouth?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's going on. It's awful.
It sounds like
it's
it.
absolutely awful. At one point they shoot the turkey and he's killed and they won, except he fell into a pile of radioactive waste. So he's back.
Why are the turkeys killing everybody?
There was a curse. There was a curse after the first Thanksgiving, and that's what brought Turkey back. Although I should point out, Turkey died for some unknown reason after he killed that pilgrim in the opening.
So it's just the one turkey?
The one turkey.
Okay. For some reason, I thought there were like multiple turkeys.
Nope, just
I guess
one turkey.
They travel in packs often.
Do they?
I think so. I tend to think so.
A pack of turkeys. Careful, everyone. Get inside.
I had a mental image of a whole bunch of turkeys like running at the camera.
No, there's no running to be found in this movie.
Well, like
close-up shots of a puppet with a hand in its face.
Yeah.
It
sounds awful.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
I don't even want to quote it. Like it's
fine.
It's unquotable, which is also a weird quality for a movie like this to have.
Yeah.
But Turkey killed that pilgrim lady in the first few minutes, and then I guess died. I don't even know how. But in the modern era, he's revived because a dog pees on his body.
Okay.
And that brings him back to life.
Yeah.
I guess. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
it sounds like it.
He's finally put down by somebody spraying an aerosol can through a match.
Okay.
So they like burn him to death, and then now he's
a crisp.
Correct. Now he's a cooked turkey.
Right.
And somebody takes a bite out of him, and then they cut to a cooked turkey. Not the puppet. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
Like the cooked body of turkey, and it's just a normal cooked turkey.
Yeah.
And the voiceover comes in and goes, "Do I smell a sequel, biatch?" And that cuts to credits, and that's it. That's just how the movie ends.
I don't think so.
Evidently, we did smell sequel. There is a sequel. It's called ThanksKilling 3. They skipped ThanksKilling 2, and that's the entire joke.
Yep.
The plot of this movie seemingly, I only watched the trailer for this one, seemingly revolves around Turkey, who's back, trying to find the last remaining copy of ThanksKilling 2. They've all been destroyed.
Okay.
Watching the trailer,
It's a
now
fun
it seems
meta
like
thing.
90% of what happens in the movie is puppets.
Yeah.
They had way more of a budget. They were on Kickstarter. They got a successful Kickstarter
Wow.
there.
Wow.
There's one joke in the trailer. So between watching ThanksKilling and now the trailer for ThanksKilling 2, there's a single joke that I found to almost be clever, and it's in the trailer for 2.
Okay.
Turkey has a chainsaw. They zoom in on him, and he goes, "Gravy," which is a play on
okay.
Ash from
Groovy.
Evil Dead with his chainsaw, and he goes, "Groovy."
Yeah.
But the voice actor for Turkey goes, "Gravy." Not
They don't get it.
not like gravy. They don't chew on it, you know? Like Ash chews the scenery. If you're going to make fun of somebody for chewing the scenery,
you have to like
you have to
emulate
dial it
them
up
a little bit.
you have to act. You have a movie about a killer turkey, and there's no energy in it.
Oh, the tryptophan.
It's all the tryptophan. You're absolutely right. It's all the tryptophan.
Too tired.
You're right. Here's a 5-star review on Amazon from the meat and potatoes of it all. This
Goes with turkey.
This blew my mind. I am only 20 minutes into this thing, and it's freaking hilarious. The music, and then in parentheses they wrote Friday the 13th / Phantasm / Halloween with a pinch of turkey gobble, haha. Which is that is not true. The music here was like weird, like boingy, bad sitcom music. The characters, the dialogue, hell, I'll be honest with you, I loved the opening credits. And the music kicks butt. Amazon.com, we have a winner here. I will return and give a full review without giving away the excitement to the first-time viewers. Killer Demon Possessed Turkey, haha, a must-have. The turkey attack noise song is great. I'll be back to follow this through. ... I'm back. ... Something stopped my computer of my review from going through the first time. Oh well. So in
This must be a child.
in the middle of writing their review, they go, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back now.
Okay,
I've never seen anything like it.
Well, I have, because I've talked about it on the show at some point before, but I wrote a fan letter to Jonathan Taylor Thomas when I was a kid.
That's right.
Where I said, hang on, I have to go to the bathroom. Okay, I'm back. It was like really long. And then years later, right before we were about to move, I got a letter back from Jonathan Taylor Thomas. That was like a form letter. And it was like, thank you so much for writing to me. I'm filming Pinocchio right now, and I'm having a great time. And I got a signed headshot from him. But by that time, like 3 years when you're a kid is kind of a long time. So I had genuinely forgotten at first. And I was like, where did this come from? This is so weird. And then I was like, oh my God, that's right. I wrote him a letter like years ago.
Yeah.
And he was such a huge star. It took that long to get through all his fan mail.
He should have signed his headshot. Jonathan Taylor, be right back. I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, Thomas.
All right, so now this person is back. Turkey has more one-liners than Freddy Krueger and Hellraiser's Pinhead. And he even has a little game with the ladies. That's right, he does, actually. He surprises a lady,
Yeah.
we'll say.
No, I figured.
And how can I possibly forget? Turkey is also a master of disguise. I didn't even remember what that was referring to. This movie is corny, funny, disturbing, and at times very awkward. Ha ha! If you watch this movie, this review will make a lot more sense.
That's true. This is a kid.
It could have had a better ending. They probably struggled with the editing down process. 5 stars. And here's a short one from Luke. He's really boiled down the essence of what a movie needs.
Huh.
This movie has everything. Gratuitous nudity, check. Gratuitous violence, check. And a never-ending stream of hilarious puns, check and mate. That's all you need. 5 stars. Nudity, violence, and puns. That's what a movie is.
Luke knows what he likes.
He does, and he likes ThanksKilling.
He's making a list of things that he
Yes.
likes, checking it twice,
Mm-hmm.
not unlike our friend Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Are you ready to hear about Silent Night, Deadly Night?
I am.
Okay, let's talk about it. It came out in 1984. The tagline is, "You've made it through Christmas. Now try and survive Halloween." So kind of, wait, nope. You've made it through Halloween.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense. I was really puzzled by that one.
A little bit of a ghost is for just face situation there.
You're right.
Yeah, nope. You've made it through Halloween. Now try and survive Christmas.
It should have been, the tagline should have been, "You've made it through Silent Night.
See
Now
if you
try
can
making
do
your
a
way through Deadly Night."
Yeah. Missed opportunity.
I know.
The movie was pulled from theaters after a week from a combo of controversy over having a killer Santa Claus. People were very upset about this in 1984, plus awful reviews.
Yeah.
So I guess the company was just like, all right, screw it, whatever, we'll just pull it. But it actually did really well in that week, making a big profit. And actually, it was released the same weekend as Nightmare on Elm Street and briefly outgrossed it.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Silent Night,
So
Deadly
it was
Night.
a hit when it came out.
For it to come out in 84 means that it was happening right in that big slasher boom.
Yeah, right at the end of it, because the slasher boom that we talked about earlier in SLASHTOBER is technically 1978 to 1984.
Oh, okay.
A Nightmare on Elm Street was like one of the last kind of slashers, and they came out literally the same weekend. So
That's
it's
so
like
wild.
the last part of it. There are sequels to this movie, and there was a loose remake in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So here is the plot of it. Billy Chapman has a lot of Santa Claus baggage. When he was a kid, his parents were murdered in front of him and his baby brother by a Santa Claus, and his grandfather told Billy to fear Santa on his deathbed. So his grandpa was like catatonic, and then like looked at Billy and was like, "Fear him," and said like if you're naughty, he'll see you no matter what, even if you think nobody saw you. Santa knows.
That
You
is
should
scary.
Fear Santa. That's completely scary.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, you're a little kid and you don't totally understand this stuff. You have to be with like a sick relative who's dying.
Yeah.
Already scary. They're not talking or anything. Then they wake up, talk right to you about something very terrifying.
Yeah.
I can see why he had this Santa baggage.
Absolutely.
So Santa isn't Billy's only problem. After his parents were murdered in front of him, he and his brother Ricky were sent to an orphanage, and he's abused by a strict nun there. But luckily, there is a nice nun there as well who kind of helps him out. But when Billy turns 18 and leaves the orphanage, he gets a job in a toy store, but he's haunted by intrusive visions of his parents' death. One night, he has to dress up like Santa for the store, and something snaps. He kills his coworkers and goes on a rampage through the town, killing people in his Santa outfit. The nice nun finds out what Billy's been doing and calls the police, worried that the orphanage will be next. He does, in fact, make his way there, where the police shoot him. But it might not be a silent night just yet. Billy's younger brother, Ricky, stares at the bad nun and says, "Naughty." So, is Billy's brother Ricky the new Santa?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. So, here is the Gene Siskel thing that I alluded to incorrectly earlier. This was from IMDb Trivia. To protest the film, critic Gene Siskel read out loud the names of the companies that owned distributor TriStar Pictures on his and Roger Ebert's television show, and then said, "Shame on you." He also called out the writer, director, and producer and said, "You people have nothing to be proud of."
That's so awesome.
I know. So he had, in a written review of, I think, what the hell was it? What movie was it? Maybe Friday the 13th. In a written review of that movie, he did the same thing where he called out the parent companies of the owners of the movie theater and said, like, you people who are reading this should not support these companies because they put out trash.
Wow.
He famously hated, and Roger Ebert largely hated slashers and horror movies, and every once in a while they gave one a good review.
Yeah.
But they were not their thing.
I do think they were favorable to some later slashers.
They were.
I think that they may have positively reviewed Scream or Scream 2.
Don't remember, but I know that there are some that they were like, these are kind of exceptions to the rule. Actually, this is good.
Yeah.
Halloween, they liked, if I remember correctly. They thought that that was like inventive and interesting.
It's so funny. Like slashers in and of themselves, I think I really enjoy the formula. And they are formulaic.
Yeah.
But I see the formula as being able to be modified in a number of ways. Like a lot of people have asked us to cover the Boy Meets World episode, and then there was Sean this month, which was a sort of slasher-themed episode of Boy Meets World, which was obviously very kid-friendly. Most slashers really go for gonzo violence, nudity, bloodshed, and, as Luke pointed out, puns.
Yes, of course. And in some of these, definitely in Leprechaun, that I'll talk about later. And I'm trying to think. Maybe it might have been the ice cream because they read the script and they were like, let's like ham it up and make it goofy.
Sure.
And the studios felt like they needed to kind of like counterbalance that with more violence.
Which is so funny to me because I never saw violence as the key to a slasher, weirdly.
No, it's like, it's just kind of part of it for me. It's just kind of a given, but it's not like my...
It's not the thing
It's not the draw for me.
Yes, it's not the thing that makes them interesting.
Yeah.
What makes them interesting is really simple. It's the idea of counting down. It's you're counting down until you're left with good against evil.
Right.
And in many cases, counting down a number of suspects until you're left with the people that must be the killer in that very whodunit sort of way. Who's going to take off the ghost face mask?
Right, totally.
That's fun. And I really, a million years ago, we covered Star Wars, Star Wars horror. And I was talking about how, and I think it's almost a cynical thought, except I kind of believe in it. The idea of Star Wars as a platform for storytelling. You can tell intergalactic adventure stories, but we saw that they had written novels about how stormtroopers became zombies or whatever, and I was saying that's because Star Wars needs to be everything. I would absolutely watch the slasher formula in a Star Wars thing, in a Marvel thing, where because even if people aren't dying, but if they are somehow being indisposed one by one until you find out who's behind it all.
The tension and one by oneness of it is really fun to watch play out, even if you know that's kind of what's going on.
Right.
There are always spins on it, but like there's something kind of comforting about things that you know the broad strokes of.
Yes, the best slashers to me are exactly that. Tension, one by one.
Yeah.
It's a countdown to ultimate good against ultimate evil.
Right.
It's all it has to be.
Yeah.
And all the movies that we're talking about here, I think, take the wrong lesson of what a slasher is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Slashers can be incredibly successful just by being violent. But to me, that's not the appeal of these things.
Me neither. William, I'm going to do one more before you move on because one of them that I covered, it does sort of break form. And so I decided not to go into it super hardcore because it's to talk about like anything about the plot is so spoilery because it has such weird elements that are like big twists and things like that that I feel like people might want to see it because it's not slash trash in the traditional way that we're talking about these other things. Someone recommended we cover the movie Rubber in this episode while we were doing our Patreon live stream. And so I looked it up, but it seems like it's a good movie. Like a lot of people like it. So I felt like when I was writing this, like, I feel like listeners might want to watch this movie, so I kind of don't want to ruin it. So let me just interject this.
Really? Is it did you find yourself like intrigued by
I didn't
looking into it?
Really?
Okay.
I was like, okay, I get that this is cool. Like I said, it's just not really my thing. This kind of stuff.
Can I say one last thing about Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm aware of about the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise is that the sequel, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, mostly uses footage from the original movie again.
Oh my God, that's
but
so
it is home to the iconic Garbage Day.
Oh
kill.
My God,
that's what that's from.
Garbage Day.
That's Ricky.
Ugh.
That's the little brother who's now grown up to be the killer.
That's amazing.
And he screams Garbage Day at somebody before he shoots him. It's a man holding a garbage can.
Garbage Day. Again, mixing up these movies. They are interchangeable in some ways.
Yes.
You saying that they reused footage reminded me, and I thought that it happened in Silent Night, Deadly Night, but it was actually in the Ice Cream Man. I forgot to say it. I noticed that in the trailer for the trailer for the Ice Cream Man, they show the exact same scene twice in the trailer. Of somebody like jumping into the ice cream truck as it's driving away. It was the exact same scene.
That's so stupid.
I was like, how did this happen? This is so weird.
They needed to make the trailer exciting.
It was so bizarre.
Yeah.
But so I just want to touch on the movie Rubber.
Okay.
Because like I said, I just kind of feel like even though it came out 10 years ago, there was something inside me that said, Kristen, don't go all the way with this one.
Okay.
Let's just discuss it a little bit, but just in case people want to see it, because this is like a movie that debuted at Cannes. And some people really like it. It's like a cult hit and not in an ironic way. Some people are like very into it.
Okay.
So it was critically acclaimed. It's obviously inspired by Slash Trash, but it's not really trashy. It seems to be like more of a tribute to those kinds of movies. So like I said, this came out in 2010, and if you watch the movie, I read everything about it. I hadn't watched it, but you'll understand why I want to avoid spoilers altogether. It's structured in a unique way that I wouldn't really want to give away just in case somebody wants to watch it. It's not really being like, oh, I know that the leprechaun is going to die. It's like a little bit more involved than that. But the basic premise of Rubber is that it's about a tire abandoned in the desert named Robert that realizes it has psychokinetic powers. He, the tire, starts destroying trash in the desert, then small animals, before setting his sights on humans.
Literally a car tire.
It's literally a car tire in the desert. In the trailer, they show it kind of like shaking off dirt. And the filmmaker said that WALL-E, that like Pixar
I was about
movie,
to cite WALL-E.
Yes, WALL-E was an influence because it's something that's like semi inanimate that doesn't speak, but it can still somehow convey feeling. Even in the trailer, you can like see it like thinking.
But
you
WALL-E
can't.
has eyes.
Obviously, he does, but you can still see the tire shakes a little bit sometimes and stuff like that. You can still, or to like turn, so you can tell it's looking at something.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess it's almost like the gag. I say gag not in a pejorative way. The gimmick, the thing here is how can we personify something that has zero human features?
Yeah.
And make it come to life. So
Yeah.
maybe it's a feat of puppeteering and special effects and filmmaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then it kills people one by one, right?
Yes, it does. It makes people's heads explode. Yeah, it's a whole thing, but there's more to it than that. Again, check it out if that's interesting to you. It's not a straightforward movie.
At the end of this, I'm going to make you tell me what
Okay,
the
okay.
thing is that
Yes.
that twists it up because I've got to
Yeah.
know now.
I know.
But in the meantime, to let people go out there and Google Rubber,
Mm-hmm.
what do you want to hear about next? New Year's Evil or Gingerdead Man?
I think we should do New Year's Evil because then we will have done ThanksKilling, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and then New Year's Evil. And it's like all those holidays chronologically in a row, which is satisfying.
Okay. You know what else is
Satisfies.
almost satisfying?
What?
New Year's Evil.
Ah,
New Year's Evil is the most movie I got.
okay.
It is a movie film. It was made by people who were making a movie, not people who thought to themselves, how funny would it be if we had a turkey puppet?
Right, right.
Anyway, this movie, it came out in 1980, same year as Friday the 13th, and I think it is abundantly clear because it is part of that sort of like beginning of the slasher boom
Yeah.
that they knew movies of this type were going to be popular. They had seen Black Christmas, Texas Chainsaw, Halloween, what have you, but they didn't have the right formula. Like we've been observing slashers, and I think the way that this movie did slasher is really interesting to see an alternate history or like just somebody who didn't quite get it right.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. So it's about, it takes place primarily in LA with a punk rock DJ named Diane Sullivan. Her stage name, Blaze.
Nice.
She's played by Roz Kelly, who most famously played Pinky Tuscadero on Happy Days, the Fonz's on and off girlfriend. Badass.
Okay.
She is hosting a New Year's Eve show. It is being broadcast both on television and on the radio. There are live punk
Like us.
bands playing. Yeah, that's right. There are live punk bands playing. There's the title track is New Year's Evil in this movie. As a matter of fact, it seems like this movie might be largely known for this title track or respected for the title track. Here are some of the lyrics of this song. It plays a million times in the movie, and I don't get really sick of it. Shining like the light that hits the knife at the stroke of midnight. Quiet, but so bright. My heartbeat swells.
But so bright.
But so quiet, but so bright.
Okay.
My heartbeat swells. Oh, can't tell you. I'm in a fever. Tell me, will it be a sweet New Year's Eve, or do I fear a New Year's Evil? And it's not a bad song. It's not a bad little hair metal-y kind of tune.
Nice.
And so she's taking phone calls from people in the last few hours before the ball drops because people are voting for their favorite song of the year, whatever. And she gets a phone call from a person who does not reveal their identity. And he's disguising his voice on this phone call. And he this year is going to commit murder. He says, "This is evil."
I'm interested in this movie.
The killer's name is Evil.
Okay.
Okay. Blaze is inattentive to her son, who is trying to break great news to her. He got a job on a soap opera. He's going to act, but she doesn't have time to listen to him because she's getting ready for a big show. She might have something of a busted marriage. Her husband, Richard, is said to be like out at some bar or something like that. He's away. It just seems like it's not a tight family unit.
Yeah.
Her assistant is hyper stressed downstairs and gets killed by an unseen assailant with a switchblade knife in the shower.
Evil.
They do a real psycho gag where the assistant is in her hotel room. She's going to take a shower, and they do the psycho shot up at the shower head. There's no one in there. She thinks there might be someone in there. There's no one in there. She hears something in the hall. The door to her hotel room is open. She looks around. There's no one around. She goes back into the bathroom. Now the killer jumps out of the shower and grabs her and pulls her in. So they invert the shower notion. Like they're playing with expectations here because they know that we are expecting things because of a slasher. Here's where we start to really, really deviate. They show the killer. The killer is murdering people according to midnight in every time zone of the U.S. So he first kills somebody at 9 o'clock Pacific time because that is midnight on the East Coast.
Right.
Then he kills somebody at Central time. Then he tries to kill somebody at Mountain time. And the ultimate is that he's going to kill according to L.A. midnight, which is Blaze's time period where we're spending this movie. And he's already threatened that he's going to kill someone close to her. But it seems like maybe she is the target herself. Who knows? Here's what I do know. The filmmakers who made this movie would have seen Michael Myers with a mask on, Leatherface with a mask on, the anonymous caller in Black Christmas, all people who have a degree of anonymity. Even though we're calling the killer in Halloween Michael Myers, we don't see his face. There's something inhuman about him. New Year's Evil. I can't keep these names straight. New Year's Evil does something that I actually tweeted about a while back as like, wouldn't it be fun to play with the convention here? We see his face.
That's cool.
We see his face from the beginning.
I like it when you know who it is.
When he is placing the phone call to Blaze, he's in a phone booth.
Yeah.
And you can see his side profile. And I was like, oh, do I have to pay attention to his features and match him against it? No. He steps out of the phone booth. We just see his face.
I like that. It's freaky because they're more just like a person who's done this.
You don't know who he is.
Yeah.
So he still has anonymity to us.
Right.
But he's not hiding his identity for the filmmakers are not hiding his identity. He still wears costumes.
Yeah.
He dresses up like a nurse for his East Coast kill. He puts on a ridiculous mustache, fake mustache for his Central Time kill. And it's not until the end of the movie that he puts on a mask. He puts on this disgusting... This is like the icon that I knew this movie for. It is a mask. I've seen some people say that it is Bud Abbott.
Okay.
To me, it looks like... Laurel from Laurel and Hardy. You know how he makes that like that just that long jaw, that little smile, and his like little closed eyes, squinty eyes. It is like a grotesque caricature of just a man's face. And it's revealed at the end when he pulls off that mask, it's Diane's husband.
Oh.
And he hasn't been around. So who killed the assistant? And I start theorizing maybe the son is in on it with the dad. The son had been acting very strangely for most of the movie. Richard he reveals his motive. He hates women. He hates Diane. He used to be an inmate in a sanitarium. He's got a buttload of mental problems, and he's sick of her putting work ahead of her family, which is a very frightening notion.
Yeah.
He's very aggressive and frightening, this guy. He seems truly deranged.
Yeah.
The police managed to corner him on the roof. He quotes Hamlet
very
theatrically and jumps off the building to evade capture, dying. The movie ends with Blaze being put in an ambulance to be taken to safety, and the driver of the ambulance is in the Bud Abbott mask. Removing it, it's her son. He is following in his father's footsteps, and they drive off, and the credits roll to a sequel we never got.
Sounds pretty good.
New Year's Evil did not do well.
Yeah.
At all, but I found there to actually be something of a twist, a bunch of sort of like WTF type moments.
Right.
It definitely was not playing the slasher game right, which might be why it didn't do well, but I almost respect it for doing something different at a time where everybody was doing mask on a killer, repeat. Repeat ad nauseum.
That sounds pretty cool.
Roger Ebert gave it 1.5 stars, and he referred to it as an endangered species, a plain old-fashioned gory thriller. It's not very good. It is sometimes unpleasantly bloody. The plot is dumb. The twist at the end has been borrowed from hundreds, if not thousands, of other movies. But as thrillers go these days, New Year's Evil is a throwback to an older and simpler tradition, one that flourished way back in the dimly remembered past, before 1978. I can't tell if he's being sarcastic about we've had a glut of films or whatever.
Right.
Gene Siskel said it was a hideously ugly motion picture. And then over on Amazon, Walter, a verified purchaser, last year wrote, this will be a movie we will watch every year on New Year's Eve. And he wrote that in October 2019, so there's a chance he's
getting ready.
He was getting ready, and he'll do it again. So if you know Walter out there,
My God.
careful, because it's almost time.
Either go to his house or don't on
The
New
clock
Year's
is
Eve,
ticking.
depending on how that sounded to you.
Yeah, it's true. But I was very shocked. I kind of enjoyed New Year's Evil.
That sounds pretty good to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Now, something also scary is that we forgot to talk about ourselves
Oh yeah,
in the middle of the episode.
that's right.
You can go to gttupod.com to find all kinds of stuff we do, including our Patreon page. On Patreon, at the $4 or more level per month, if you decide to support us that way, you get some awesome bonuses. We have a bonus podcast that comes out on the 13th of every month called the Netherworld Dispatch that we have, let me see, I guess almost a year of episodes on.
More than a year, I think.
Yeah. So that's a whole other podcast that you can set up really easily to show up right in your podcast app alongside everything else you listen to. You can also join us for our Patreon live streaming session on the first Sunday of every month, where with our patrons, talking to them the entire time, getting their feedback, we plan out the next month of episodes. We're using our spreadsheet that we organize everything with and sharing the screen with our patrons, getting ideas from them, telling them our ideas. And it's a really cool, fun, interactive thing. There's also a separate Patreon Discord where only Netherworld Warriors, that's the $4 or more per month level, hang out and talk to each other every day. There are like a million different cool servers within it. I'm in there every day chatting with people. It's a really, really nice thing. We really, really appreciate your monetary support, and we're really happy to give you some cool things back. So thank you so much to all of our patrons for making this show happen.
Yeah, thank you all so much. We really hope that you've been enjoying SLASHTOBER as well.
Yeah.
We've never done like a themed month of shows, but I honestly think it's kind of interesting, from talking about like slashers in a fairly historical sense at the beginning to now talking about some of the arguably lesser known, lesser loved movies of the genre. I feel like we've covered a decent spread of the slasher world.
Yeah, we've cut a pretty wide swath through the slashers.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. There's so much more we could talk about in slashers, and I'm sure we will someday.
Yeah.
But it's been a lot of fun, so thank you for sticking with us on this.
Yeah, and thank you so much to our patrons for helping support us. Thank you to everybody who leaves us 5-star reviews. It means so much to us. It really helps people find the show and want to listen to it, because it's kind of like you guys are vouching for us as people who are interesting to listen to. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, and you know what? I read some 5-star reviews from Amazon
Yeah.
for some of these terrible movies. Why don't I read a 5-star review from the Guide to the Unknown Apple Podcasts? This is from Eskim 0000. I love GTTU. I found this podcast through Jim Harold of Jim Harold's Campfire.
Nice.
He was absolutely correct. I love their sibling banter. The topics have great intrigue and comedic blend. This and some other podcasts have helped me survive the quarantine. Keep doing what you do.
That's nice.
Which is very nice. I've seen a lot of people saying that like they've been like grinding through the back catalog of Guide to the Unknown to pass the time or to help with moving or being locked down, and it means a lot. There are certainly shows that I have that help me get by, and it's really nice to imagine that this show can fill that void for other people, which I like a lot.
Absolutely. So thank you guys so much. Go to gttupod.com to learn more about us.
Yeah. Also vote on Tuesday.
Oh yeah. I mean, definitely vote on Tuesday.
Definitely. Right?
Yes.
Should I?
You should definitely vote on Tuesday.
Do you think I should?
I absolutely think you should vote on Tuesday.
So I should
vote on Tuesday.
Are you going to?
I already voted.
Oh, I was hoping you would just go, no.
No. vote on Tuesday, and heck, I'm going to say it, vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Kamala.
I want things to change. I
Yeah.
love people talking about how Guide to the Unknown's getting them through quarantine.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get out of the quarantine.
Yeah,
You know that
hey.
other countries aren't like locked down?
How about that? So I won't go on. If you follow me on social media, I've gone on before. But if we're saying vote, why be vague? Vote for Joe Biden and Kamala
I could have gone to
Harris.
LA and back a couple of times this year. I didn't.
I know.
Yeah.
Same.
Come on.
Come on. All right. So now let's talk about goofy stuff.
Yes.
Let's talk about Leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
That's how you pronounce it, right?
Yeah, the Leprechaun.
Leprechaune. So Leprechaun
Yeah.
came out in 1993. Tagline, your luck just ran out.
Good tagline.
Pretty good tagline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So I've seen Leprechaun like here and there. I've never sat and watched Leprechaun. I've always thought that I really don't want to watch it because I find his face gross.
Yes.
I want to see it now, front to back.
Have you haven't seen?
I haven't sat and watched it and absorbed it all fully.
Okay.
I've seen bits and pieces of it here and there, but reading this is bonkers.
In that first movie, he spends a lot of time on a tricycle.
Yes, it seems like he's on all manner of vehicles in
Yeah.
this first movie, and I'm interested. So basically, the plot of this is that all hell breaks loose after a guy named O'Grady steals a pot of gold from a leprechaun who follows him home and murders his wife. O'Grady uses a four-leaf clover to incapacitate the leprechaun and trap him, but he has a stroke before he can finish him off. 10 years later, new people rent the O'Grady farmhouse, and someone described by Wikipedia as a dim-witted friend named Ozzie Jones frees the leprechaun when he cries like a baby to trick him, and stuff goes insane. I was so caught up, I wrote SH word goes insane. I wasn't even thinking.
Kristen.
I know. Ozzy follows a rainbow and finds a bag of 100 gold coins, which he and his friends stash away in a well, except for the one that Ozzy swallowed.
Ozzy.
Ozzy is dim-witted. The leprechaun wants all his coins back, and in the course of searching for them, he tricks people by imitating more noises, such as a cat. He bites people, stalks people using a tricycle and a go-kart, sets bear traps on people, and it's basically a whole scene. The kids finally give the leprechaun his gold back to stop the madness, but the leprechaun still wants his last coin, which is in Ozzy. The kids find O'Grady in a nursing home, who tells them the only way to defeat the leprechaun is with a four-leaf clover. So they find one, stick it to a wad of gum, and shoot that into the leprechaun's mouth, which makes him melt. He falls into a well, but his skeleton climbs back out. So they blow up the well and the leprechaun. Or do they? He vows he will never rest until he gets every last piece of his gold.
Yeah. And he seemingly never
Sounds-
did rest.
Pretty boss.
I remember the way that describes the movie is far more exciting than the movie itself, in my memory.
okay.
In
All
my
right.
memory.
All right, that could be. A little bit of trivia. This was Jennifer Aniston's first movie that she was ever in. Francis from Pee-wee is in it. That's my bit of trivia.
Oh, that's right.
In the trailer, I thought it was interesting that they never show the leprechaun's face in full light. And that's what you call showmanship.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for the movie. And the last thing I want to remark on is that Vice President Dan Quayle received a special thanks credit because his office sped up a working visa for British actor Warwick Davis.
Really?
I said Davies before, but Davis. Yes.
Oh, thanks,
So he's
Dan
in the
Quayle.
credits, which is very funny to me.
It's very 90s to talk about Dan Quayle.
I agree. Yeah, he couldn't spell potato, but he could fast track the special visa for Warwick Davis.
He was probably too exhausted to spell potato from trying to make sure Warwick Davis could get over here for Leprechaun.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Also, the leprechaun only has a body count of 4 in the first movie.
Is that right?
Yeah, which is kind of light.
Yeah. That is one of the franchises that became real, like, sequel fever.
Oh, yeah.
Leprechaun goes to space. Leprechaun goes to the hood twice.
I about to say.
Lep in the hood up to do no good. Ice-T, I believe, is in those movies. Have you seen any of them?
No.
You
I've
have-
seen bits and pieces of, like, a bunch of them. I've
Okay.
never sat and watched a leprechaun movie.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Moving on. To
All right, this is going to be our last one.
This is our
right?
last one.
The Gingerdead Man.
This is it, the Gingerdead Man from 2006. A lot of my stuff was late. I've got several of
Yeah,
my
mine are,
movies
like,
from the
80s heavy.
2000s.
Yeah.
Which they just have that old feeling,
Yeah.
you know? But I think they are decidedly of an era where I guess maybe straight to video ability and the mindset of like in the case of Thanksgiving in particular, they got onto Netflix when Netflix was still about shipping discs.
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I
Oh
guess
my
there was just
God.
freedom to.
Does that mean we got ThanksKilling from my Netflix queue?
That's not impossible,
Oh my
Kristen.
God.
Like I think that the 2000s might have been a dark era for direct to video.
Right.
Like direct to video now is arguably movies, right? Like
Yeah.
particularly with whatever Disney's up to with streaming.
Yeah.
But like direct to video in the 2000s gave us ThanksKilling.
Right.
And
Amazon just reported today, they didn't give the exact number, but they said that tens of millions of people watched Borat over the weekend.
wow.
That's big.
Yeah, that is big.
Yeah.
Borat is big.
Borat's
He's a
big.
big boy.
Yeah.
So Gingerdead Man. Gary Busey
Oh my God, that's right.
stars as serial killer Millard Findlemeyer.
Okay.
Millard Findlemeyer. The opening scene of the movie is Millard killing people in a bakery. He kills a man and his son, and just other people.
Yeah.
I found this movie perplexing. I'm very puzzled by the sequence of events here.
Yeah.
There's one relatively interesting thing that happens.
Okay.
The son is a young man. He's maybe in
Is
his
it Jake Busey?
He's maybe in his 20s. No, Jake Busey I find very scary.
Yes, he's really scary.
He's an identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Frighteners.
And the Frighteners. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So at one point, Gary Busey's killing everybody with a gun, and the kid, the son, is trying to appeal to him and being like, "We don't have any money. I can't give you anything, but take whatever you want. Just like, please put the gun down." And Gary Busey, listen, what an interesting person to play a serial killer.
Yeah.
He is like shifty and shaky. People who do not know, in 1988, Gary Busey was in a horrific motorcycle accident, and there was a silver dollar-sized hole in his skull. He suffered intense brain injuries, and it has resulted in him being really sort of like spontaneous and hard to predict, and he just has a vibe about him now that's like very...
hard to predict, I feel like is a good...
Hard to predict is definitely a good way
Yeah.
to put it. So him as a serial killer, I find actually kind of interesting.
Yeah.
As a human serial killer, I should say.
Right.
He puts the gun down on the counter and he goes, "Well, there's my gun. Why don't you go ahead and reach for it? Maybe you can stop me. Just go for it. What's stopping you?" Which is actually a frightening window to leave open. Like, yeah, I did put my gun down.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take
By
it.
all means. Why don't you
And
see
the
what
kid
happens?
starts to move forward. Gary Busey pulls a knife and
Yeah.
stabs the kid to death for trying. I found that actually kind of scary.
Yeah.
That kid's sister is that he's like, "I smell a woman in here," which is disgusting.
Yes.
And she stands up and he shoots her, and we smash cut to just a different place. And I was like, "Oh, he goes like, 'The police,' and he starts to leave, and then we smash cut to like the movie is now happening. We're done with the opening scene.
Okay.
And it turns out we did a time cut that I didn't understand, where Gary Busey's already been caught and executed.
Oh.
The girl that he shot survived. She and her mother now run the bakery, and it's like the anniversary of her father and brother's death. Like, I did not get this time jump at all.
Yeah.
Wikipedia filled in some of this for me, and sometimes the movie would just reference things that happened that I didn't see happen. She works there, and it's late at night, and she's working with a friend of hers. He's a guy that is way into wrestling, and he's going to be called the Butcher Baker. That's his wrestler name.
Does he fight the candlestick maker?
I hate that. I hate that so much. But they get a shipment of gingerbread flour, and she's going to make gingerbread cookies. She has a gigantic mold, which is plainly made for this movie, where it's like a 4-foot tall gingerbread man cookie cutter.
Yeah.
And she cooks the cookie, whatever. And here's what it turns out to be. Millard Findlemeyer, Gary Busey, he was arrested and executed. He was cremated. His mother, according to Wikipedia, is a witch who mixed his cremains, his ashes, with gingerbread cookie flour.
Okay.
Shipped it to the bakery. They do make gingerbread man cookies with it, particularly one giant one, and baking it brings Millard Findlemeyer back to life as a cookie. And he pops out, and like one of his first lines is something like, they're like, "Oh my God, it's alive." And he goes, "Who'd you expect?" He says like, "Who'd you expect popping fresh?" And it's a disgusting looking. I've never seen somebody make an ugly gingerbread man. It is so gross looking.
I know.
And
Yeah.
The rest of the movie is ThanksKilling.
Yeah. Right.
It is close-ups of a puppet's face, but at least this time it's Gary Busey talking.
Right.
There are at least 3 puns centered around Pillsbury Doughboy. Killsbury Doughboy.
Burying?
Maybe
I'm going to Pillsbury you?
I actually think his first line is, "Well, it ain't the Pillsbury Doughboy."
Yeah. What did you say, Poppin' Fresh?
Well, I ain't poppin' fresh. It's the same thing. Who cares? That's his name. The Pillsbury Doughboy's name is Poppin' Fresh. We should talk about lesser known monsters like Poppin' Fresh. What is he? He's dough?
He's dough.
How did he come back to life? I bet Poppin' Fresh has a Wikipedia.
I haven't thought about Poppin' Fresh.
Poppin' Fresh, that bear Cuddles. What's his name?
Oh, Snuggles?
Snuggles.
Or Snuggle? I don't know what his name is.
Snuggle the bear.
Yeah, those Charmin bears.
Those Charmin bears. Why do they love pooping so much? They're so obsessed with it. Their whole life revolves around it. Anyway, the Gingerdead man, is running around killing people. Most of the plot is about this girl. She falls in love with a bad boy.
Yeah.
Her mom.
William, please.
Okay, I'm trying. Her mom
Spare me.
reaches out to the Gingerdead man. For some reason, she extends her hand toward him and he goes, "How about you try the lady fingers?" And he chops her finger off. Good God. There's cookie puns.
Oh my God.
Cookie puns whoa in this movie. All right. The guy, so they're fighting the gingerbread man, the Gingerdead man. He keeps eluding capture. And then at a certain point, oh, what happened to you? What just happened? What just happened to you?
I was laughing with my mouth open. I drifted toward the microphone until I bonked it with my teeth.
Headbutted the mic stand.
He keeps eluding capture. It's such a funny thing to say about the Gingerdead man.
He keeps getting away with it. I can't believe it. That damn Millard Findlemeyer.
Oh my
He takes to
God.
being a cookie so easily. He's all about it instantly. Presumably, he was put to
my
death as a
God.
human without the knowledge that his mom would mix him with gingerbread flour.
Right.
But he pops out of that oven so ready to be a cookie. I can't believe it. Made my head spin. So...
Oh my God.
Okay. So finally, they keep getting killed by this cookie until the wrestler kid shows back up, the butcher baker. He manages to get the Gingerdead man down on the floor. He's got him on the ropes.
Yeah, right.
And then he finally, of course, you defeated him like you defeat any gingerbread man. He bites his
Bite
head
him?
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he eats his head. And blood shoots out of the cookie. Which doesn't
Oh.
make sense. I mean,
Well,
it's not like Child's Play where he's gradually becoming human. They don't establish any of this.
Yeah.
Also, Chucky didn't want to be a doll at first.
No.
But Millard Findlemeyer, cookie,
Yeah,
He's
fine.
ready. So now
Oh my God.
you think it's the end of the movie, but much like ThanksKilling, it's not. The movie keeps going. Now the dork, the wrestler kid, is possessed by Millard Findlemeyer.
Oh.
He's got, I would argue, decent looking makeup to make him look scary. He looks like a part cookie, part human,
Okay.
which is weird.
Okay.
But it's almost like the vampire effects on Buffy, which is sort of like a forehead piece.
Yeah.
Here's how what do you think they do? Now, their friend is possessed by a cookie. How do you think it wraps up?
I mean, I know it's not this.
Okay.
Dunk him in milk?
The man? The
Yeah,
guy?
Yeah.
How
Like
much
maybe
milk do
they
you need?
find like a carnival where there's a dunk tank and is that any less
they fill it with
plausible?
milk?
Yes.
I would almost argue this. One, that's absurd, but we're talking about a cookie man. So sure, go absurd.
Exactly.
Here's what they do. They push their friend into the oven
Okay. Oh, okay.
and they kill him.
Okay.
They don't save him
I
from
guess
being
the greater good or whatever.
possessed,
right?
I guess,
Yeah.
whatever. Gary Busey was paid $25,000 for this,
Okay.
and it resulted in the following sequels. Gingerdead Man 2, The Passion of the Crust. I already checked. It doesn't seem like they account for how he comes back.
Okay.
Gingerdead Man 3, Saturday Night Cleaver. here's how the Wikipedia entry starts, and I stopped reading after this sentence. At the Scientific Research Institute for the Study of Homicidal Baked Goods. Moving on. That's the first clause of the sentence, and I knew exactly what it was going to be.
I get that.
And then there was a crossover film in 2013, Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong. It turns out...
Oh, I think I found... Maybe during our Patreon I found that or something. I think I saw stuff about the Evil Bong when we were looking up, movies like this on Patreon.
Yeah, it turns out Evil Bong...
Yeah.
There are like 4
what
movies.
A pair.
There are like 4 movies of this thing. The first one starred Tommy Chong.
Yep.
Makes perfect sense of Cheech and Chong. Evil Bong is also a disgusting puppet.
Okay.
And I watched the trailer for all these movies. Mm-hmm. That's all I have to say. I watched every film that I was assigned for this episode, and then the trailers for their sequels, and I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Well, guess what? You're in luck.
Yeah.
We're not going to. We're done.
We're done.
We're done. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for hanging out with us for all of SLASHTOBER, or however much of it you have hung out with us for. As we said before, please go to gttupod.com where you can find our Facebook group to hang out with other people. You can find our merch store. And of course, go to patreon.com/gttupod if you'd like to support the show for $4 or more per month, and you get back a bonus episode, a live stream, and a really awesome Discord with 100 some other people who support us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's super fun. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Really hope that you're enjoying Guide to the Unknown.
Yeah.
And the sort of mix of comedy and horror that we bring. It's been very fun this month, I think, talking about slashers. And I think my energy is held out exactly to this moment.
Yes.
I cannot talk about Evil Bong.
Yep.
I am done.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween. I love you all.
Yeah.
Have
me too. I love you.
A very safe Halloween. Enjoy Mischief Night as this drops.
Yes.
And then tomorrow, I know that this is the least conventional Halloween of all time, but I hope that you find a way to inject some fun celebratory spookiness into Halloween itself. Watch a scary movie. None of these.
Yeah.
If you have to watch any of these. Actually, how about this? Can we wrap it up this way? You are required to recommend at least one of the movies that you covered today.
I'm prepared.
Okay. What would you recommend of your films to people out there?
Leprechaun.
Okay. Kristen recommends you watch Leprechaun. I'm going to recommend you watch New Year's Evil. I think that those 2 movies are certainly in the slash trash category.
Yeah.
But they are a fun sort of levity to your Halloween proceedings.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you all so much. We will definitely be back next week for more fun discussion from the world of horror.
Yeah.
From a very scary place, I dare say.
Indeed.
But until that time comes, make sure that you go to gttupod.com, find links to our Patreon, find links to the Secret Society over on Facebook. Chat it up with other people. Leave us that review on Apple Podcasts that I know you've been writing this whole time. You can even reach out to Kristen and myself.
That's right. I'm at Chillin' Kristen.
And I am at The Myth Traveler. So we will see you next week, everybody. But until that time comes, we must travel.
Back to the netherworld go we.
Au revoir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Flitting off now.
Arguably, every time we do the next show, it's like a sequel to the previous show.
That's true.
So what would our sequel tagline be? Like Gingerdead Man 2, Passion of the Crust. Guide to the Unknown 156.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Andrea says this month has been great.
Thanks, Andrea.
Definitely deserve the Patreon for having to watch all these movies. Thank you very much. You know I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
As much as I did not.
Of course.
Enjoy it.
Naturally.
I love seeing like horror history, and it certainly was. Feel free to type any questions or anything you've got for us now. I think we've only really got a couple of minutes here.
Yeah.
McRae says, thanks for SLASHTOBER, y'all. I managed to get 4 of my friends into Guide to the Unknown via this month's theme, and that's a highlight of this for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's really, really awesome.
I'll tell you what, that's a highlight for us.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate that. McRae also says, Evil Bong is so fun, but so dumb.
I mean, that seems like it. Yeah.
It seems like, again, that's one of the reasons that I think that like most of these movies to me boil down to somebody having an idea that they're like, what if a turkey had a knife?
Yeah.
What if the turkey carved you? Like things like that. And I think that the thought experiment of those things is kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever.
Thank you, Christy and Claire. Glad you liked it.
Thank you.
Kiwi says, what's the worst movie you've seen this month for research? Let me think.
Yeah, we recommended the best of them. What's the bottom of the basement?
I mean, I didn't watch the movie, but it seemed like Silent Night, Deadly Night was boring.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even get to what Rubber had. The aspect of Rubber that was interesting.
What didn't you want me to tell you off? So
Oh,
we're
okay,
not spoil
well,
it
you'll
for
tell me
people?
off. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
The worst for me is undeniably, unavoidably. What do you think?
ThanksKilling.
ThanksKilling.
Yeah.
ThanksKilling. Did that pick up on the mic, anyone?
Could you guys hear that?
Hey, Al.
Hi.
Could anybody just hear what my dog did?
That was so cute.
Molly the dog, whenever one of us comes home, she's very, very vocal. I think she tries to like.
KB heard it. Yep.
Oh, really? That's awesome. I think she tries to genuinely like mimic vocal patterns. We do a lot of like singing and yelling in this house.
Yeah.
Happy yelling.
Hey,
Hey,
Mom.
Mom. So Molly.
How are my dogs doing over there?
Yeah.
Mom's hanging out with Buffy and Crumbs.
Yeah, Mom. How are Buffy and Crummy?
That must have been funny to hear.
But Molly will like truly go like, ooh, which is very,
She's so cute. Okay, good. Thumbs up. Good. Thank
very
you.
howly.
Thank you, Mom.
very sweet.
Ugh.
She's a very happy doggy. And she
her.
loves Allie
I love her.
so much. She likes me a lot. She loves Allie.
It's
Yeah.
lots of love.
ThanksKilling was like, you know how like Evil Dead, I've said like makes me want to go out there and like make a movie because it's got that like grungy indie vibe
Yeah.
and the ingenuity.
Hey.
ThanksKilling makes me want to go like, people should not be allowed to make movies.
Yeah.
Molly, come here. Look, Molly, everybody heard you.
Oh, they heard you upstairs. Oh,
Yeah.
They
are
heard.
you guys on?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
We just finished Guide to the Unknown. We have to do Ghost Adventures. But they all heard.
You're like,
They heard.
"Ooh."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now you have a recording of it. We don't have
Yeah.
other recordings of it.
You're right. I bet it was kind of faint, but. Hi, sweetie.
Isn't she cute?
Hello, sweetie. Are you a good girl?
Yeah.
You a good girl. All right. She's gonna bark at herself if she sees her own face on the screen. So I think we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Molly. The other thing about Molly is that she sees animals on TV and gets pissed.
Oh yeah, she does not like it.
Straight pissed.
Yeah.
So
Covering her eyes right now.
thank you. Not a joke.
No.
Not even a joke.
No,
No.
she all animals too, not just animals she's seen before.
No.
Also things like snakes and bees.
And Tremors. We watched Tremors the other day, and she was pissed.
Oh, really?
At the graboids.
Charlie the tuna. One time I was watching TV with her and she got pissed.
Really?
Yes.
She got mad at John Candy dressed as a dog.
Yeah. John Candy
Black
as
dog in Spaceballs.
the Mog.
awesome.
He's his own best friend, but not hers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not at all.
All right, everybody.
Love a baby.
Love
Okay.
you all. Have a great Halloween.
Yes. Happy Halloween.
Enjoy Mischief Night. Don't get up too much. And we'll definitely see you soon, everyone.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Don't get up too much.
Don't get up too much, Mischief.
Oh, you mean mischief. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it.